Tell them there, and Digby will be there to fight the Mekong scare and free the fabulous future. Telstar, we salute ya, though the future seems to be an Arthur-C. Clarke mystery. Praise us, a sequined gown of stars come dancing up on Mars. Telstar, while twinkling in orbit, we know you did your bit. Telstar, I'll tell you what you are. You're a moonbeam in a jar. We are in a monetary state. Is it getting too modern late to catch up with you now? All we've got is the silicon chip. Are we losing our modern grip? Do we still have a chance? Or do we stay forever and a day on this tiny ball of clay called Earth? Or do we escape it to memory tape it and show our children so they know what some of it was worth?
It's called the little bits that won't lie down. It's actually not about anything other than a little bit of hair on the back of a hairstyle. It just is unruly, you know, and but it could be a lot more than that if you think about it. There's a mirror in the hall stand where I have to look and see if my coiffure is behaving the way it ought to be. It's very nearly perfect, but I feel such a clown. There's always just this little bit that won't lie down. Right, the little bit that sticks up from the centre of my crown, like a candle when it swings up, the little bit won't lie down. My girlfriend doesn't mind it. She says she finds it cute. She says a man's supposed to be quite ruggedly in her suit, but she's getting tired of skulking through the side streets of our town. And I don't want people laughing at the little bit that won't lie down. Hey, the little bit that sticks up from the centre of my crown, like a candle when it swings up, the little bit that won't lie down. I've tried my best to flatten it with spray-on brilliantine. I asked a friend who sat on it when I wasn't all that keen. I tried a pomade made of Japanese jade, but it made the ears turn green. It's a little bit that won't lie down. The last verse is very sad, this verse. When the grimmest of all reapers comes to shuffle up me coil, and I'm lying in me coffin and I sant away the oil. I can see the vicar peering and exclaiming with a frown, there appears to be a little bit won't lie down. Hey, the little bit that sticks up from the centre of my crown. Right, the candle when it swings up, the little bit won't lie down.
I'd like to recite now a poem by John Coffey Dillon, right? It's called Big Bad Girls of London. Big Bad Girls of London, I've had them quite a few. They're easy mates, they don't know how to treat me, because I can be a bit rough, then suddenly turn on all that intellectual stuff. I come from Salford for a start, now there's a novelty, especially in Kensington where it's quite a rarity to be working class with an airy ass who likes a cup of tea instead of a glass of Grand Buie. He's real, they say. I'm real, alright, I'm a bastard. I treat them with disrespect. The same way I treat the rules of Earth, so you never know what to expect. Big Bad Girls of London are not like poetry. I go down on one knee to her, stay up all night like a jeweller, cutting, shaping and polishing the breath of every word until it becomes a diamond of air.
This is a dance called the 39 Steps. Come on, it's time to do the 39 steps. Let's get hep to the 39 steps. Just like Richard Hannay, we all get this uncanny feeling that there's something going on. We're all on the run from something, but keep it down. If you start having it away in the toe so that everybody knows they'll spot you, so just calm down and do the 39 steps. The 39 steps to freedom, 39 steps. Step 1, you find a girl to love. Step 2, you go up and ask her for a dance. Step 3, she goes off with someone else. Step 4, you find another girl. Step 5, the same fucking thing happens all over again. But there are 39 steps. 39 steps, you just hear a rumour. 39 steps concerning our doom or maybe our saving. But you don't start raving, you just do the 39 steps. Dance like a spy in the shadows, under the flash of the strobes. It's only 3 minutes, just 39 steps. If your brain's in sync, you go epileps. Sway like Nijinsky, do the steps like Fred Astaire. Come out of the Cold War evil Minsky and dance like Red Adair. Do the 39 steps. Climb Big Ben and hang on the hands. Climb Big Ben and hang on the hands. Climb Big Ben and hang on the hands. Do the 39 steps.
It's not a song, this is a song about, it's called High Seas, okay? Actually, they're better than that. This is only a toy. Rising in sheer concrete walls that crack open and collapse in a history of seconds, the waves explain with stacked falls of water how nothing stops ocean, how a sea wall ends. Primitive early form of drum machine. Over and over in bursts of renewing eloquence, the great lashing tongues lecture to the length of rail that rusts beneath its coats of paint, dense in places, in others bare and flaky. How metal fades, flattening itself into slabs, the water withdraws at speed, shows the stone how it corrodes to nothing, then lifting grabs at the fraying air with greed. Once in one green bottled surge of inspiration, it rose up higher than the clock tower, and like a left open cage in a zoo, its heart let loose a rage of rhetoric power that drove home to the high street how town and country are drained with time, that helped the peer construct a more accurate metaphor for a world reclaimed. Waves of girder, tier on tier, turns page after tattered page in search of the ultimate illustration. How the rainforests fell and the ice age flooded. The dinosaurs met their fate in the crashing fen.
This is what I say, and I'm going to say this now. If anyone's got any sheep heads they want to throw at me, I'm good at ducking things. This is called In Defence of the House of Lords. The House of Lords is a bed of red noses, of unruly eyebrows and baggy old jowls, but the House of Lords is a garden of roses, compared with the movement of socialist bowels that'll drop us all in it when the party has dined on what's left of the banquet the Lords left behind. The House of Lords is a house made of jokers, of jacks and of aces that got stuck in the hole. The House of Lords is a ward full of croakers, and most of its members are well up the pole, but who else can slow down the process that makes us race towards difference without any brakes? The House of Lords is critically listed over to starboard, the ships in a state. The House of Lords is a Titanic twisted by sinister icebergs, great wedges of fate, and will go down with all hands raised in applause, passing port to the left while the orchestra snores.
It's an Irish song. It's an Irish song. It's an Irish non-rebel song.
I'm a gorilla.
Thundering Jesus, it's no dark in Dublin City after dark. Take some money, go down to the park and view the zoological garden. Right up, me darling, down to the zoo to see the bears and the big kangaroo. All she saw was a big cockatoo inside the zoological garden. Thundering Jesus, it's no dark in Dublin City after dark. Take some money, go down to the park and view the zoological. Take some money, go down to the... Or never mind.
Even without times, true stories. The top people who took it are easy to spot. Riding the tube with vacant stares, some have acquired a facial twitch, most often in the upper lip. They handle their tabloid substitutes with respectful distaste, as though expecting a portion of Hagen chips to come sliding out into their pinstripe laps. They skim beyond the pale page 3 news for news of sanctions, of strikes and embargoes, a jaundiced eye for a lie, a rankled tooth for the truth. Now, between briefcase and furled umbrella, there's a note of harmony missing. There is a blurtness, a blankness, as in overexposed photographs. Retired military gentlemen twist their moustaches like radar scanning for signs of secret invasion. Whole shows of plots they murmur. Meanwhile, there's been a sudden boom in paper underwear and toilet roll shares continue to rise. It's as if St. Paul's had been trepanned and its lid upturned for the use of skateboards, or Nelson's column felled and hacked into slabs for sauna baths. For England without the Times is like an England without tea breaks, an England without a pot of leather upon willow and lords, like England without its rain-drenched empty seafronts in winter. Without the Times, this sceptred isle is like a whale with no spout, is not like England. England. In-depth reports on countries no one has ever heard of are not being heard of now. Flocks of letters concerning rare strains of rose, Arts Council grants and matters of outrage are cast adrift on the wind like homing pigeons whose loft has been seized and boarded up by the bailiffs. That regal, black and white migrating bird herself, the Times, has taken off for the bitter winter of industry's discontent. And her fanciers travel on the tubes with vacant stares, contemplating her return with the earliest cuckoo.
This is a poem about being British, which still means something to me. I don't know if it does to many people anymore. It's called True Brit. We are an obstinate people. We sometimes fake that we are thick, or adopt intellectual overtones that only confuse ourselves. There is no one easier to fool than a British intellectual. Our language is only made for feelings and for strange, meaningless declensions that say all without any need for unravelling. We divide ourselves into rigid classes and stick to them with such tenacity that even when we cross them, our class will cling to us like the symptoms of an hereditary disease. One of the boys in my class has a trawler now, and he is still my mate. He is not impressed by the measure of my success, only in that I have made myself the hero of my own dreams, as he has himself. And Tony, Rod, and Nick have all done the same. We've become ourselves, only more so. We are true Brits. If we go abroad, we look out for each other. There is a kinship between us, a ship of kin that has sunk to the bottom level of our society. All hands went down. We find we can live here with Davy Jones, eat fish and chips. None of us is very good at spelling. Our faces are carved up with laughter half the time. The only time we are serious is when we punch fuck out of each other. We still speak in a language the Romans could not interfere with. It is a limited vocabulary, admittedly, but even medical students only turn to the Latin when attempting to describe the unexplainable. There is nothing ethnic about us, but we share an ethos, even with some kids who are totally black, but not with all. There are new laws being passed now that say we must. We have always thought that laws were made to be broken. The Romans still have a lot to answer for, as do the Normans. The Normans had the arrogance to stay and lay claims that are still being adhered to. Just look at the Channel Islands, their last stronghold, full of tax evaders, a bunch of cunts. Notice how easily they were invaded by the Bosch. But that's all history now, or is it? At least the Romans showed the cowardice of their convictions and sailed off when they knew they were beaten. Some of them have stayed, of course. That's why you see so many broken noses still around. There is only one thing we lack besides conviction, though some of us have had a few previous, and that is enough money to live a decent life on. And I've just had a think about this, and I've decided that this poem is going to have to go on strike until I can get some parity with other night shift workers. Thank you.
It's a lovely tune, never get
Telstar, we salute ya. The future seems to be another secret mystery. Quasars, a sequined gown of stars, come dancing up on Mars. Telstar, what we're dreaming of, did you know you did your bit, Telstar? I'll tell you what you are. You're a moonbeam in a jar. We are in a monetary state. Has it suddenly got too late to catch up with you now? All we've got is the silicon chip. Are we losing our modern grip? Do we still have a chance? Still have a chance, or do we stay forever and a day on this tiny ball of clay called Earth? Or do we escape it to memory, tape it and show our children so they'll know what some of it was worth?